does. What's the biggest Jewish holiday? What do you think? Hanukkah, very good. Goy, idiot, stupid, wrong, dumb, goy, dumb like all of them, goy. You fucking Christians are hilarious with their separations. Every other religion is just one thing, just Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, and there's fucking 31 flavors of Jesus. Lutheran and Baptist and Southern Baptist, which is just like Baptist, but with slavery, I think. So funny. And Catholics think they're the best ones, too. Yeah, they do. They look down on the other ones. From an outside perspective, Catholics think they're way better than the rest of the Christians. And I'm like, based on what? Besides most child rapes per year, like what else is quantifiable? It's weird though, ask a devout Catholic, like an older devout Catholic, ask if they're Protestant, they'll get mad at you. They're like, we're nothing like Protestants. You're like, nothing, what's the difference? And they'll hit you with something crazy. They're like, well, we believe Jesus carried the cross way up top. Yeah, and they think he kind of dragged it a little bit. So, it's basically a different religion. Crazy Christians with stupid separations. You guys still religious now? No, okay.
Here's the story of Hanukkah. I'll tell it to you. So you can talk about this in December with your bosses probably at work. A long time ago, the Jews got kicked out of Israel, okay? One of the many times that happened over history. Historically, we are the weakest race in the world. Anybody wanted Israel, just fucking took it. For real, Greeks, Romans, people from Alabama, like it doesn't matter, dude. Anybody's like, get out of here, like, I'm going. Don't get me. So fucking defeatable, I hate it. Ugh. Here's why I don't really do impressions, here's my only impression I do. It's the sound of the soul of a Jew. Ready? Yeah, all our stories are about survival. They're never about succeeding. Nobody's ever like, watch out, the Jews are coming! You know, yeah, well, Palestinians, we got them. All right, we broke our losing streak on that for sure. Dude, I saw this Free Palestine march last summer in New York. And they were all like marching. They had a big Free Palestine sign, but the Palestine part was covered. People were like in front of it, so it was covered. So I couldn't see that part. So I just saw the first half. So I like run across the street. Oh no! Like, this is the worst place for me to be. Oh. I'm so sorry. Fuck. They're all staring at me. I didn't know what to do. I just started scrambling. I was like, oh, I'm just headed to Little Palestine to get some Palestinian food. They're all like, there is no Little Palestine. And if you ask Jews, there's also no Big Palestine. Yeah, so it's the Greeks. The Greeks drove us out to the Hanukkah story. We were gone for about 100 years, and we came back. They left. They were like, this place sucks, and they fucking took off. So they left, and then they fucked up our temple, like our main, church, pretty much. They like messed, I don't know what they did. They knocked over chairs, and they, spray painted dicks on the walls. But the main thing they did was they used our oil candle, supposed to keep lit all the time, this oil candle. And they only had 1 day's worth of oil left. And new oil was 8 days away. And they're like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna keep it lit? And the Jews are like, I don't know, fuck it, light it up. Let's see what happens. And somehow, 1 day's worth of oil lasted for 8 days. And that is when Jews learned how to be cheap. The miracle of Hanukkah, everybody. Yeah, that candle's the miracle of Hanukkah. Dumbest miracle in the history of organized religion. You Christians.
She was a slave, and she had a slave son named Moses, and she didn't want Moses to be raised like a slave. So she just took a fucking half-court shot. She was like, I don't know, I'm gonna think outside the box here. How about we just chuck it in a river? We'll put it in a little basket. And we'll throw it into the crocodile-infested Nile River and hope for the best. And man, she swished it. Baby did not get eaten by crocodiles or tip over. It went right to the Pharaoh's daughter. The Pharaoh's daughter, the king's daughter, was like, oh, I love, you know how chicks are around babies. She's like, I love a baby. Oh, I want a baby. So she raised it like it was her own. She raised this Moses. I don't know how he knew his original name, but same name. And coincidence, lucky coincidence on that. Eventually, he was 19, 20 years old, went to his grandfather, the Pharaoh, the king, and he was like, hey, motherfucker, I got news for you. I want your grandson. And the Pharaoh was like, yeah, my daughter was never pregnant. We know. She didn't ever do that. Plus, you're balding with glasses, so I figured you came from Slave Island over there. That's my favorite part of the story. The Jews were slaves in Egypt. Egypt was a superpower, and their labor force, their manual labor force, was the weakest, most complaining people in the world. I mean, there's nobody softer than Jews. I think the pyramid's supposed to be houses, and the Jews are like, it's too hot, just pile it up. What a terrible, terrible choice for slave. And by the way, Egypt is in Africa. Like, there's better options out there. I'm just saying, who do you want picking up stones for you? Dikembe Mutombo or Gilbert Gottfried?